All right, welcome back to another weekly video. It's been video number 5, I believe. Wow, we've already done 5 weeks already. Today I'm going to do a plugin review. We're going to look at Intensity. Intensity is by Zynaptiq. It's a really unique plugin that is starting to find its way more and more into my mixes. In a nutshell, it brings forward intensity. No, actually, it brings forward detail and some clarity and actually some weight, which is really nice. It's not a compressor, it's not an equalizer, it's not even a harmonic synthesizer. It's its own little thing. What I've read about it is that it uses facial recognition technology. Now, what the freak is that? Well, you know how your face has certain little features that set you apart from other people. I mean, a face is a face, but there's certain little things that are considered detail. And this program uses that type of proprietary algorithms to figure out the difference between just the source itself and the details within the source. I'm not really sure exactly how that works, but they are trying it out, and I am really, really liking it. All right, see, yeah, there's something going on. There's something kind of cool. All right, so let's take a further look into it. So this will be the stereo bus, and this is where everything's going through. I've noticed that when you're using intensity on a larger source of sounds, it's better to use the wet and dry mix. So how do I usually set it? Let me do it in a quick example. Let me bypass it. Bring up another one. Intensity. There you are. So this is how I would get started. I would bring it down to 0. And then I would overwork the plugin. Real quick, so what I think how the bias curve is working is that it is determining if I boost, it's going to add more processing to the high and to the low. If I cut, it reduces the amount of processing going to the high low end. And so I just kind of start messing around until it starts to feel right and balanced, not too harsh, not too big, not too bold, just right. Let's listen. And that's usually where I will find it, is it usually is right around center. And then I use the wet and dry to make sure that we're not overdoing it and we're not losing any of the organic feel. So this is completely dry, and then I'll blend it in. Almost right around half. Let's listen to before and after. It sounds like there's parallel compression, but they swear up and down that there's no parallel compression. It's just the algorithms working, pulling out the detail, and it just allows your brain to enjoy what's going on a little easier. Our brains love it when we can hear detail really easily. Our brains are lazy. I'm lazy. And we like it when all the information just comes right to our ears. We don't have to fish for it. It's just all there. And intensity helps solve a little bit of those problems. That little cooing is from my daughter. Hey, Ava. All right. So let's go look at what it does, say, on a single instrument. All right, so what I'm going to do next is we're going to solo the guitars and just do a quick listen before and after. I just hear like more bite come up, just a little bit more articulation in the mid-range, a little more detail. That's all I was using it for. And this mix obviously requires some EQ and some compression as well, but today we're just demonstrating the intensity plugin. Let's try it on the B3. Really crazy with the intensity, but I dropped down the mix. Let's see what it sounds like fully wet. Wow. It really makes all the notes that the performer is playing really easy to hear. In solo, that sounds really good with the intensity that high. Probably in the mix, it's probably too much. It gets kind of cloudy. Let me see where I felt it feels a little bit more organic. Yeah, right about there. It just needed a little help. You know, not every sound needs to be like overhauled. Okay, so here are the drums in solo, so let's go ahead and take a listen to them. They just become larger, they come forward, they gather some weight. And to show you how the custom bias curve mode works is if you move the bias curve over to the right, it will start to favor your curve. So if I pull up 50 hertz, it'll give me more 50 hertz processing. And if I pull it down, you can feel how it kind of starts to clean up. It doesn't do as much. I wanted some extra weight to cut through. You hear a lot more reverb on the snare hit. And it kind of goes away. So this is Intensity by Zynaptiq. Definitely go and download, give them a try. I think you'll really, really like it. When you're using it on the stereo bus or on big groups, make sure to use that wet-dry mix and don't be afraid of the bias. Experiment with it. When you're working on solo instruments, you can probably get a little bit more crazy with it and really try to come out with something really cool and fascinating. It's all about just drawing the listener in, right? So anyways, if you are interested in mixing and mastering services, if you have a song that you would like finished, I would be happy to mix it. You can go to creakyfloorstudio@gmail.com and email me there. If you have a song that is finished, but you want to make sure that it sounds great everywhere and it's going to play back just fine, you can inquire about mastering services at the same email address. And that one, again, I'll give it to you, is creakyfloorstudio@gmail.com. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments. Email me. Find me on Facebook. My name is Adam Taylor. And I also have a website, creakyfloorstudio.com. Go check it out. You can listen to some of my samples. And I'll be starting a video blog soon about just kind of what it's like to be a stay-at-home dad with your little one running over your cables and crying and hitting your stool while trying to make YouTube videos. I'll see y'all next week.